Most real estate photographers spend hours every week on social media reaching people who will never hire them. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to properly use social media to attract clients who pay. The first step is to exit the echo chamber, because most photographers are posting things to Instagram and Facebook that they'll get the approval of other photographers for. But you have to shift your perspective to a service-oriented type of posting by asking yourself, what would a client hiring me doing real estate photography be interested in seeing on social media? Although that is not exactly what you might think. Your social media posts need to be inspiration first type of lead generation posts. So instead of posting something that says, hire me, you need to have something that shows interest. When realtors and architectural and design clients are online doing social media, they're not there actively looking for real estate photographers. They typically use social media for entertainment, including viewing cool properties with unique features, staying abreast on trends, identifying with locality, something also known as the proximity and peer effect, showing that you would be an active participant in their local economy. This also then shifts the algorithms so that people that have like-minded interests, like your clients, would then be drawn to you, and those posts would be suggested to them. So it's not just to be able to post things that somebody may like, it's to actually start triggering the algorithm correctly. But there's another thing we have to be aware of when it comes to social media algorithms. Social media is actually pushed globally, but what you're trying to do is concentrate on something locally. And this causes what's known as an algorithm gap. It's the difference between pushing something to a global market or pulling potential clients to your content. This builds off the proximity and peer effect, where you want to help the algorithm by identifying people who are interested in your content that also have an interest in your locale. You can do this by mentioning things in your post, for instance, that this was shot in the historic part of Ventura, or this was done at this special landmark, or something close by, something that starts triggering the algorithm to find things that are local to your area, including people that would have the same interest, but also then signals to people that would be looking at your posts that you are close by. That signals then to potential realtors, those clients that would hire you, that you are local in the area. But when you're posting to social media, you have to avoid the vanity metric trap. And this is very common. It's where we mistake likes for quality. We don't care really how many likes you get. Sure, it does tell you some metric of what's going on, but if all you're doing is getting likes, well, likes don't pay the bills, and once again, those people might not hire you. So instead, what you want to do is you want to try to localize. You want to be able to be connected to local realtors and also remodel companies or other architectural design companies you might work for. But here's the big thing. When you're connected to these other companies or these other realtors, you don't want to sound like a spammer. Don't start DMing all these people. Don't just start commenting on their posts. This is bad advice that I see all the time from YouTubers and professionals in the industry on how to get a whole bunch of clients. That's just spam technique. You're talking with people that are running a business that already knows sales. They see stuff like that. They can see right through it. What this does, though, is that a couple things. One, it keeps you abreast on what's going on in the industry so you can shift as needed, because you'll see what's going on in your locale with your industry by following these other people. Also, you'll start influencing the algorithm that you have like-minded interests with not just people in the industry, but in the industry close to you. Another thing that it does too is that all social media has a suggested follow section, so that if you're following somebody and they're not following you yet, they'll get a suggestion eventually to follow you back. Next is to leverage your social media as a branding tool. Now, there are a lot of avenues to really take under consideration when you're marketing yourself. Instagram and Facebook, social media, that's only one area, and this is very important for branding. Now, there are other things as well. For instance, you'll want to have a website. Even though a lot of people might not go to it, you still have to have it. You're going to want a Google business profile, and I'm going to really elaborate on that here in just a second. And yes, you will need business cards with probably a QR code on them. But those are just some of the things that you'll need that are very important. And by the way, these are things that I really drive home in my course on business and marketing for real estate photography. And I have a link to that and other resources as well down in the description of this video. But social media is a very important part of this. And more importantly, when it comes to social media posts, it's the type of posts that make a big difference. For instance, I get the most views from simple posts about my services, like simple videos over speed ramps, before and after photos, property transformations, and stuff like killer kitchens. These things resonate with the audience that you're after while branding you as a professional real estate media provider. Used properly, this creates a discovery to transaction pipeline, which is a flow from social media branding to active searches. So think of social media as the greeting and Google, for instance with a Google business profile, as the gig. Your branding on social media ensures that by the time they find you on a Google search, they don't see a service provider, they see a professional they already know, and a standard of quality they already trust. Remember that social media is not how someone finds you. No one is out on social media actively searching for photographers. Maybe somebody would, but that would be a very rare case. When somebody really needs to find a real estate photographer, if they aren't doing this by recommendation, which is really big when it comes to real estate photography, if they need to do a search, they're going to use Google, and the top of the list is going to be a Google business profile. That's why it's important to have both. You need to have this then type of pipeline that says, I'm going to be discovered, but I'm going to have a transaction. So this type of discovery to transaction pipeline says, I'm building awareness, I have branding, I'm out there because social media is promoting that. But then when somebody needs to find me, then they see you come up in the search results and you're going, oh, I remember that photographer. I saw that photographer on Instagram and loved their work. But what platform should you be using for your social media posts? Well, this is a tricky one. Although we often think of Instagram as being the #1 social media platform, it's different when it comes to real estate since the median age of realtors in the US is 55. Facebook's age demographic falls between 30 and 65 plus years of age, where 76% of Instagram users are under the age of 30. So this also jives with recent stats by the National Association of Realtors, where 87% of realtors use Facebook and 62% use Instagram. So don't discount Facebook. I see a lot of new real estate photographers really promoting themselves on Instagram, and that's good. But you still have to have the necessary evil of Facebook, and yes, it's going to be filled with boomers like myself. But remember that median age for people that will be hiring you. And if we go back to that first item that we talked about, is that we don't want to just be posting for other photographers. We're not just posting for peers. We're not after their approval. What we're after is to get clients. And if those clients are falling into this demographic, then that's where we need to follow them. And a lot of them will be on Facebook. At least for now. That's something that could change, obviously, over time. Above all else, though, the most important thing here is to remember that social media is only part of a marketing plan. You can't expect to just go on Instagram or Facebook and immediately get clients. You need a full rounded marketing plan, and all professional companies do this. They don't just have one advertisement, they just don't have a website. There's a lot of things that need to be done. Each one of these needs to be executed properly to be effective, and social media is one of those. So don't get discouraged if you have a low amount of likes when you're on social media. The biggest thing is, are you getting clients? And if not, then you need to take another look at your marketing approach.